Yeah, if you don't know me, by the way, I'm Jackson. I went to Tuscola last year. I'm a freshman in Western Carolina. And tonight I'm going to talk to you about overcoming darkness and how we can stay on a positive mindset and stay on the path of light towards the light. So, does anybody know what an anglerfish is?
Yeah, the bigger Finding Nemo.
Yeah, it's that ugly fish lives deep in the ocean.
Lights on its head.
Horrifying. Yeah, so it's got that little luminescent light. And whenever it flickers on and off, that means it's wanting to get its prey. It's hungry. You know, it attracts the food, and that's when it's wanting to get something. So, I think humans are very similar to an anglerfish. Whenever we want something, we flip our light on. We go towards that light. Other than that, we kind of stay out, like we stay more in the darkness, unless we really want that something for ourselves. I think overall we could do better, and helping out others, and turning that light on, not just for ourselves. I was talking to Matthew the other day actually, and he was telling me a really good story about his dad, his dad had a good story, and it was about a farmer, and every day at the farm he would observe these cows. And the cows would take the same path every single day to go get food, get water, go to sleep. It would be almost the same identical path every day. And I feel like that's another way, how we can always diversify ourselves. We can step out of our comfort shells to kind of get out of that dark. I mean, some of these paths aren't dark paths necessarily. I mean, we all have good routines, and that's great. But I feel like if we all want to step towards the light, then we should step out of our shells, do stuff we're not used to doing. My junior year, I was very introverted. I mean, I still kind of am, honestly. But Matthew reached out to me and said, "Hey, why don't you go to Open Door? Just help out, get to know people." And I did, and I had a wonderful time. I went to Open Door. It was life-changing experience. Went back so many times after that. And I mean, even one day last year on the way to church, riding through Frogwell, which a lot of people don't like to do necessarily because it can seem sketchy in some parts. But I just seeing one of those women in Open Door, and I'd pull off on the side of the road, would talk to her, and just see how she's doing, how her day's going. And this is little things like that, stepping out of your comfort shell, and we're all guilty of it. And I think just little things like that can really set us on a positive path, that God wants us to lead us on. But also, it's just getting with others, everybody helping each other out, getting you out of a dark place in your lives. I actually have a story when I was on my family vacation this past summer. It was our last day there. We were all waking up early, eating breakfast at Chick-fil-A. We were going to go on a deep sea fishing trip that day, and get a call from my grandmother. And it's about 7 in the morning. Pick up, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And my grandfather passed away, and we found out. So we drove back that day, and I remember for 4 or 5 days, I would not talk to anybody. I shut my phone off, wouldn't accept anything from anybody, and this really was in a dark place in my life in past summer. But then one night I really couldn't sleep. It was a Saturday night, and went on my front porch and was thinking to myself, what am I going to do to get over this hump, to get out of this darkness? And I look up, and you know how you see fireflies in the summer. I see one little firefly, and it keeps floating around the whole time, and it keeps going up towards the sky, just real slowly. I really think God has a message for us. If we lose those loved ones that are really close to us, that He will send a message saying they're all right, they made it to heaven. And I really think that was my message. My grandfather made it, and it really touched me. That next morning I went to church. After that, talking to people, picking up my phone. Thank you. Thank you for reaching out to me. I really appreciate that. I talked to Matthew later that week. He was so outgoing, and he's actually a neighbor of my grandparents. He went over there, he's talking to me, getting me through these hard times. And I really think just reaching out to others and, having them comfort you in times of need. And that's one thing I really miss about this FEMC program. You guys have each other. This is a really good family right here. there's so many good people in this program that you can turn to. In the Bible, in John 1, verses 5 through 7, it says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." I really believe that there is always a light, no matter how dark times may seem to get, that there's always going to be a positive side to things. And there's no issue at all reaching out to others, getting a hand from others, and I think there's always going to be light at the end of that tunnel. Will you guys pray with me? God, help us go in this week, and any obstacles we may face, any darkness we may be in, help us overcome it and see that light. Help us reach out to others and help them overcome their darknesses as well. Help us go in this week with that mindset, God. In your name, pray. Amen.